Welcome to adilas. This tutorial is going to be covering the payables, the accounts payable. So this is where if you load the system with your bills and things that need to be paid, then the totals are going to show up on this page. And the way to get to that page is under System Liabilities and go down to your payables homepage. And once you're on this payables homepage, there's a few things that pull up here that's very good to know. The first one is that you have a default check right bank balance, and whatever bank that you have it selected at. Currently, we only have the it's set to where you have one bank that you can pay out of. So I have it set at the Alpine Bank, and this running total that I have here, the 16,000, is what should be available to spend out of the bank. So it takes into consideration any outstanding checks and outstanding deposits. So I should be able to write checks out of this bank for that amount. Below that are what we call our group payables. Starting with our businesses, we have in descending alphabetical order all the different businesses that you owe. Below that are individuals that would be owed. And if you start up here with the vendors or the businesses, the first column over is splits. And splits are an expense receipt that has been marked on account. And so if an expense receipt is marked on account, it'll show up here, just as this one here. We've created an expense receipt to Cessna for $178,000. We have no payments on it, and of course we still owe that amount. Reimbursements fall underneath this heading, and reimbursements are if you have employees that are on a personal expense account and they've already paid for an item, you can then reimburse them. You can also run credit cards through that as you wish, if you wish, or you can run credit card payments through over here on the splits as well. There's more tutorials on reimbursements and on splits and credit cards specifically. And if you have made a payment on something, it would show up in this column over here. And then you have POs over here. So these are all of our purchase orders or production orders that need to be paid for. So most of the payables on this page are all of this type here, the PO. And you can see on here we do have some down here, like here's one to Mark 1 Dealer Services that's had a payment applied to it of $15,000, and there's $10,000 owed. Down at the very bottom here, it will also show you your total owed and what total payments have been made. It's very important that once you have everything flowing through the system, that you're able to go to this page and agree with this amount down here. This is your total that's owed. At the top of this page, we have links that will take you to the reimbursements, any splits. So these are just like summaries. So if I click on the splits, then it shows this one that was to Cessna for $178. And if I go back, of course, there's a link here for the check request homepage and the expense receipt homepage. You also have a link up here for your running bank balances. And once again, these links are permission based. So if you have the permission, you'll see those. If you don't give those permissions to an employee, then they won't see these links up here at the top. You also have your receivables homepage, so this is all the money that's owed to you, and then also your PO homepage, which is where all of your inventory is coming in as well. You could additionally have floor plan. If you have serialized inventory, you can have a link to your floor plan homepage here as well, and payroll, and also you have the search hide criteria. So if you click on the search hide criteria, this is where you can get a little bit deeper and also expand out per vendor or per person that's owed. The first link down is your report type. So the default is just who do we owe money. The other available selections are splits, reimbursements, POs, and specific units. And I do want to show you like the specific stock units on this one. You could limit it by a business, or you could limit it by dates. And the reason I want to show this one is because this particular company has stock units as well as your normal payables down here, like your POs and things down here. But anyway, if I get this report, this is a two-step process. And the reason it's a two-step is because it's going to ask up here if we want floored amounts or base prices, and that gets pretty deep into, and there's another tutorial on floor planning. And I'm just going to go ahead and get report just to show you all of these. And when this pulls up, it pulls up all these different items that we have in here that are need to be paid for potentially. So these are different aircraft that this company owns, and it'll tell the status over here. Like for instance, here's one that's sold. The rest of these are in inventory, and it also gives you an aging of the inventory. So this is a daily aging of the inventory, and then an average aging of the inventory. And if I go back up to the top of this page, there's a link back to my Payables homepage. So I can go back to that page, and I'll just go back this way. And once I'm back on the Payables homepage here, I have again the different businesses that are owed, and you can group these together as well if you wish. You can actually make a payment on a split and a PO at the same time, and that'll be covered in another tutorial as well. This page was the Payables homepage, and I located that from under System Liabilities down to the Payables homepage. And once again, just to stress this, once you're on this page, if you have your bank operating correctly, you should see what your total amount of dollars up at the top here that's available to be spent. And you can also go down here to the bottom, and your total owed should be down here at the bottom, and you should agree with those numbers. So once again, thanks for choosing adilas, and this was Payables homepage.